So you're looking to farm as much steel essence as humanly possible in the shortest amount of time. Well, in today's video I will be telling you guys what are the ways of farming steel essence, what is the best possible way of getting steel essence as well, and how to do it in the shortest amount of time. I'm your lovely host, the Gaming Weasel, the one and only, and I would greatly appreciate if you guys could leave a like and a subscribe to the channel. As I said, greatly appreciate it. Comment down below on what you think of this new method that came with the Veilbraker update. So, the easiest way of earning steel essence is through steel path incursion missions. So these are basically normal missions, and at the end of these missions you will get 5 steel essence as a guaranteed drop. If an acolyte does spawn, you can get from 2 to 8 additional steel essence, which is really cool. Now what does that mean? If you have a double resource booster, you can get 4 steel essence instead of 2, and if the Smita Kavat buff charm buff activates, you can get another 4 steel essence, which is very cool. So a total of 13 per mission. There's a total of 5 missions per day, and that means 5 times 13, that is the number on the screen right now, which I cannot calculate in my head real fast. The second way of earning steel essence is of course by completing the star chart and completing the planets, to be precise. If you complete all the nodes on a planet, you will get another additional 30 steel essence, which is really cool. And of course completing the nodes on steel path will reward you with master rank as well, which is really nice. And now, what kind of method has spawned in the Veilbraker update? So, now we have void fissure missions inside of the steel path. If you open a relic inside of these steel path fissure missions, you will get 1 additional steel essence. So let's say you're playing an extermination mission, you have a resource booster, you have your Smita Kavat with the charm buff, you play the extermination mission, you open up your relic, that is 1 steel essence. Now let's say an acolyte spawns, that can, in let's say 70% of the cases, the charm buff is not going to proc. If you don't have a primary and secondary, you have a higher chance of the double resources actually procking. Out of the 5 total buffs, 2 are buffing your critical chance for primary and secondary, so that's 3 out of 5, which is really cool. Actually, basically 1 out of 3. That is the correct way to say it. So, let's say you get another 4, that is 5 steel essence per extermination mission, which is really cool. These extermination missions shouldn't last long, they should be lasting around, let's say in general 5 minutes. Now, what is the better thing that you can do? The thing that I prefer doing, you can do this in 2 ways, solo and or with a squad. I do prefer with a squad, it's more efficient and easier to I guess live through. Find yourself a survival mission, of course a void fissure survival mission, and you get in yourself, let's say a Cora. A speed nova could be good, or you could even put a neutral nova. That would be pretty cool as well, as long as they take more damage. A wisp could be pretty cool as well, and then you could, for example, bring a necros for general extra resources. What you're going to do, Cora is going to be the DPS, Wisp is going to help you out, Necros is desecrating enemies, and of course, what was the 4 Warframe Nova is speeding them up or not even doing anything, just making them susceptible to more damage. So, what you're going to do, the longer you play these steel path survival missions and survival missions in general, you will get an extra resource booster. So you're gonna get another 25% at wave 2, if I'm correct, and then another one at wave, so that's 25, let's say 8, I'm probably mistaken, but you get what I'm trying to say. Every, let's say 4 waves, you're going to get another 25% increase in resources. So that is very juicy. So you can get yourself a really, and I do mean a really high amount of steel essence. Let's say you stay half an hour, you can get a really hefty amount of steel essence inside of that half an hour, and you're basically set throughout that 1 week. You can purchase even 2 umbral formers, even if what's his name, Teshin doesn't bring them, you can still buy them because you have so many steel essences. So the main way of farming steel essence is that playing survival, void fissure missions, playing with a team. You could play solo core, it doesn't really matter. I do have a core build video on my channel, so I'll leave that little eye up there. I do use Baruch in the gameplay just because I prefer Baruch at the moment really a lot, and plus I don't need his primary and or secondary to be really cool, so that's a 1 out of 3 chance of the charm buff actually proccing. This has been your lovely host, the Gaming Weasel. If this was helpful in any way, leaving a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys on the next one. The Gaming Weasel over and out.